Oh God!
Oh my God! What a scary introduction.
Jeez, what happened there?
That was interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how that happened. I wonder what genius cut that together in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was some mastercraft there. Your talents are wasted.
Thank you too.
Kitten Mill, it says.
Kitten Mill.
We haven't actually got a name for him or her.
Thank you, Kitten Mill.
But they did send in some. They sent in some some of their own altered art magic cards as well.
That's very cool. That was maybe our most lucrative email to get, because in terms of what we got content wise.
Yeah, so I emailed back and said, can I put them on our website? So I'll do a blog post about magic soon and put them on there. And then I said, send us some more if you've got them, and also like, what are you?
What are you?
I said I was diplomatic. I said, what's your name? So you can
okay.
Like, I wasn't like, I was going to be like,
there's no name on it, so we're not sure if you're a boy or a girl.
I was going to say Muff or Willie
or Muff, but that doesn't necessarily depict gender.
No, exactly. Well, exactly. Yeah, but no, it does.
Oh, do you mean do you have one or do you like them?
Do you have one?
Oh yeah, well that does depict.
But
gender.
you can, I guess, you can not have a Willie and still be a man.
Yeah, that's true.
So I should.
Let's just avoid any sort of gender-based confrontation.
Yeah. So what are you is the best thing to ask, right?
Yeah.
Because they could be anything.
Well, judging by the name on the email, a cat.
Imagine if they were like, that's my fucking name, you pricks.
Yeah.
Like, my name is Kitten Mill.
My name is Kitten, second name Mill. You just told me a funny story about your name.
Did I? Oh, yeah. When I worked at a company that I probably shouldn't say, I guess maybe I shouldn't say it. But
Babe Station.
Yeah. I worked for an insurance company for a place that does insurance for a lot of old people, and they used to call up, and they always wanted to know your name. Like, old people like to write stuff down. I'm sort of stereotyping a bit there, but it's true.
Well, no, it's true. They always have a phone pad.
Yeah, they want to write down. So at the end of every call, I'd be like, so my name's Stephen with a V. They'd be like, okay.
As opposed to a PH, like Stephen with a V.
Just letting them know. They'd call back and be like, can I speak to Witherby, please?
Witherby.
Witherby.
Stephen Witherby.
Yeah, Witherby. They'd be like, can I speak to Witherby, please? And it'd be like, everyone on the team would be like,
who's Witherby?
Who's Witherby?
I like the name Witherby. I don't know if it's a real name.
If I made a TV show, then the nerdy person who maybe does the news would be called Witherby.
I'm Witherby.
Good afternoon, I'm Witherby.
This is the news with Witherby.
Yeah.
Ow. Oh, that hurt. Oh, welcome back.
All right.
This is episode 13 now, I think. We had a long break, and we're usually very consistent with our episode releases, so this is completely unheard of.
True.
Shall we open our Kinder eggs?
Yeah. All right.
As a welcome back present to Steve, I got us both Kinder eggs.
Welcome back. Where have I been?
Next door, but not fucking like speaking to me. Well, you have, but so Steve's moving house, so he's been very busy.
Yeah.
And we keep.
And I don't like you.
He doesn't like me. We keep arranging, half arranging to hang out, and then one of us is busy. So this is. I can't open this fucking Kinder egg.
Wait, we're going out.
How have you done that?
We're going on Sunday, right? We're going out before your thing.
Yeah.
So
we're
going to go for lunch or something.
We're going to the same place where we had vegetarian fish and chips, which is just fried halloumi and chips.
That was nice, though, wasn't it?
It was nice, but it was a bit of a con name.
And it was it was quite greasy.
Do you think you can hear me eating?
Probably, yeah. That's fine. People are allowed to hear you eating. You're allowed to eat.
I have a really clicky jaw.
You do a bit.
Did you hear it?
You repulse me.
Fuck you, man. Listen, I'm going to click my jaw. Ready? Isn't that weird?
Can you hear me eating?
Oh, this Kinder chocolate.
It's fucking divine, isn't it?
Kinder means kid, right?
I think so, yeah.
So, Kinder Surprise means child surprise. That sounds like a Jimmy Savile sex move.
The literal translation of most things sounds a bit weird, but...
Yeah. Oh. Right.
That is a Jimmy Savile sex move, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that why Rolf Harris is inside? Didn't he write a poem about it called Jimmy Savile Sex Move, Kinder Surprise?
Yeah, the song was called Kinder Bueno. And he was like, I like Kinders and I like them Bueno. Poor Rolf, I was always on his side.
Oh man, I got a motorbike.
Fucking, I got a car. No, it's a plane. Oh wait, hang on. It's a car that launches a plane.
Mine is just a grey motorbike called Sprinty.
Sprinty.
Yours is Sprinty too. It's obviously the company.
Oh yes, look, it's a race car that turns into a jet. Are you jealous?
Not really.
Oh, I want the
My
motorbike.
better now.
Don't eat it.
Oh, well, I thought it was all edible.
Yeah, me too.
Do you remember
this
they
is
do
why children die,
the big the Easter ones that are really big and you get a bigger toy in it, but they're still really shit. They're
really,
just
like
they're massive, but they're still
fucking
crap, massive toys.
fucking polystyrene rabbit with a fishing pole.
Yeah. Well,
Something
don't
like
build
that.
it because they don't know what you're doing.
Well, okay. I'll build it later.
No, you can build it. Just talk and build.
Okay.
You were like staring really intently.
It's really hard. It's hard to like speak directly into the microphone and build a little toy. Should we do some emails?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, Kittens one was the first.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Basically, in episode 12, we asked for intro ideas, like people to come up with their own intros. And Kitten Mill did this cool, creepy BeardWags whisper, distorted voice thing. So we just sort of mashed it up with ours, and I think it sounds really cool. So thank you for that.
Give me I sent an email asking you for some stuff. Give us your address as well, and I'll send you something.
We'll send you a cool gift.
Yeah.
Do you like sprinty Kinder Egg surprise toys?
Because I think there's a motorbike and a transforming car with your name on it.
Sending it on your way.
The next email's from Ethan Haywood. He's emailed him before.
Oh, hey man.
Hey Alex, and he says Steve, and then in brackets N, and then wait, Stephen with a PH, or Steph.
We've been through this.
Get it? Yeah, it's with a V.
Yeah, it's with a V. It's not Stephen.
Or if you're going by my Slimming World certificates, it's just STEV, Stev.
I love how the first time you went to Slimming World, she must have gone, oh, I think he said his name was Stev, and she didn't think to go.
No,
oh,
she
probably
no,
means
she knows
Steve.
it's Steve. She said, "Do you prefer to be called Steve?" And I went, "Yeah." And that's obviously what she thinks Steve is.
Oh, so she
So now everyone else
Steve.
copies it when they write down my name. They just when they do the certificates, they just copy what was originally put down.
Oh man,
everyone's like, "Why don't you correct them?"
Oh.
But I like it.
I don't know, Ethan. I don't know why you didn't think to call me Alexander or Ale or Alec or Xander.
Yeah, Dick. Thanks for reading my last email and answering. I really appreciate it. The Smash tournament I mentioned in one of my previous emails went pretty well. I was pretty nervous, wimp, but I ended up winning 2 matches before losing to some really good players. Well, good. 2 rounds is good.
That is good.
It was pretty awesome to get into the competitive scene of the game, and I will definitely return as soon as I can. Good boy. Now that I'm on the other side of that tournament, I have nothing but work at a greenhouse and weeks of summer ahead of me. There are some pretty nice beaches where I'm from, so that combined with all the games I've bought at the Steam Summer Sale, me too, and Wind Waker HD will give me plenty of things to do.
Wind Waker HD alone will give you plenty of things to do, even if it's just wanking over the sight of it.
What kind of things will you two and your lady friends be looking forward to doing this summer? Anything you've set out to accomplish? Maybe getting into some new TV show since the season of Game of Thrones is finishing up? And then it says, keep up the great work.
Oh, thanks. That's a nice email.
Cheers. What are you doing?
My summer, I've already kind of had my summer holiday. A few weeks ago, I went to Spain. My best friend lives in Spain, in a town or city called Cadiz. So we went there.
I wish I lived in Spain.
Me
Actually,
too.
I don't know.
Well, it was cool. It was nice to come home, but then again, it always is. Wherever you live, it's nice to come home. We went. It was. Here's the thing. Now and before we went, it's about 30 to 35 degrees. The temperature dropped 10 degrees for the 5 days that we were there. Exactly that. Which, I mean, you can't complain too much because it was still like 25 degrees. Went swimming every day.
Oh man.
Got a bit of a tan. Drank lots of cerveza.
What's that?
Beer.
All right.
And I ate lots of food. That's food.
El Fudo.
Yeah. El Delicious. That sounded a bit Russian.
Sounds good. I wish I went on holiday.
And I don't think I've got any other holidays planned other than the necessary pilgrimage.
Well, not just holidays. Like, what else are you doing? I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going back to Jersey at some point. I haven't booked it yet. But
can I come?
You can. I think Charlie will be annoyed if I take you instead.
Why?
Because she wants to go home more than I do. It's going to be cool. We can see like my godson again, who's like he's probably about 30 now. He was 5 when I left, and now I think he's 30.
How long have you? Yeah. Jersey, just for American listeners, Jersey sits on like a black hole, so time slippage there is crazy.
It's like, you know, in Interstellar when they go to that planet.
Yeah.
Like the planet is
1 hour there is like 7 years here or something.
No, the other way round. So I'm going to go back, and my godson will be like, "I've waited 70 years for this moment."
Yeah, and then die.
And I'll be like, "Shut up! I'm going to have a beer."
Yeah, you'll be
what else?
dancing on his old man body.
He's really fun, my godson, because he just like smashes into shit, and he doesn't care if he hurts himself.
Kids are the best.
Yeah, they're cool.
My little brother, not Alfie, my other one who's like 21 now, but when he was young, he used to fall down the stairs all the time and jump down the stairs and roll down the stairs, and he never hurt himself.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Ooh, that Moroccan mint tea is very strange.
You're such a hipster.
Moroccan mint tea.
Bring me my Moroccan mint tea and my pipe.
With a hint of cardamom. And to be honest, cardamom, like, they pop that in rice, don't they, sometimes?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't eat or drink hipster food. It's like a separate diet, isn't it?
It's just a herbal tea.
For hipsters. Herbal tea. Are you doing anything else?
I am looking to play some more music and drums, but more on that next time, I think.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I'm moving house.
Mm-hmm.
That's happening this summer.
Yeah.
I'm
sad about that, and we've got come to terms with it together.
Do you know what? We'll probably hang out more when we've moved.
I think so, because like
you'll have to arrange it more. There's a bit more.
Well, I mean, sometimes we'll have like a 20-minute chat just because you shout twat through my window.
That's true.
And I come through and be like, "Oh, it's Steve again."
Yeah.
But I think we'll have to we'll dedicate actual time to seeing each other rather than just popping over or seeing what's up.
Yeah. Hang out and podcast and stuff.
And you've got a balcony apparently.
Yep. So we can drink drinks on the balcony.
You were gonna bang on that balcony.
I so want to.
Why don't you? Or is it like facing a courtyard? You know, you have flats with a courtyard.
Probably can.
Funny.
We can bang on there if you want.
You can bang anywhere if you just believe in yourself.
I've banged some cool places. And
kitchen, bedroom,
your
bedroom. Floor, missionary.
We are moving. It's 5th anniversary tomorrow. Me and my girlfriend have been together 5 years, and then
that'd be nice.
What else are we doing this summer? I think next weekend we're going to see some friends who live down Somerset way for a barbecue.
Somerset.
And then the week after that,
it's a long way to go just for a barbecue.
Fuck it.
Are you staying over?
Yeah. And then the weekend after, it's the pre-release of the new Magic set.
Yeah.
So
Origins. What's it called?
Origins. It's a core set. And then I guess the only other big thing is in August I'm going to Grand Prix London for Magic. I've got all my hotel booked and stuff.
Hopefully you'll do a bit better than Liverpool.
Hopefully.
But that's like you must just be looking forward to it anyway because of the experience.
It's fun. I don't you want to win, but
you're going to pwn some noobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, poon.
What do you say, poon? Because that's to me sounds like poontang.
I prefer poon.
No, you don't.
That's kind of it for what I'm doing this summer. In terms of TV shows, like nothing. I don't know. Like just
no. There's not much to catch up on.
I kind of need to finish Daredevil. We're still watch the last 2 episodes of that, and maybe.
Do you want to hear my impression of Wilson Fisk?
Go on.
He's like, "Hell's Kitchen."
That's pretty good.
Is my home.
That was pretty.
What else does he say? He's like.
That's all he says. That's his entire script.
Did you know that Charlie had a teacher at school called Vincent D'Onofrio?
I didn't.
And like, who else is called? If you're going to be called Vincent D'Onofrio, you're a twat because that's obviously the name of a famous person already.
Yeah.
Although that teacher was probably named before him.
And also that teacher didn't choose his own name.
That's true. Like babies aren't born and be like, I think I'll be called Annabelle.
Yeah. Imagine if you were born with a branding on you that had your name on it.
That
like a tag.
Weird. That is a cool kind of realist sci-fi movie waiting to happen.
Sort of like Brave New World where you're assigned a class.
What can we call it? We can call it branded babies. Branded babies, yeah. We could call it Russell Brand.
Russell Brand's branded baby.
Yeah.
Brandathon.
Russell Brand's branded baby, babython, branded bonanza. Yeah. So I think it's going to be a pretty interesting summer for both of us. I'm going to miss you when you're not here.
I won't miss you.
I'm going to miss you like a rat on cheese. That doesn't make sense, but I like it. This weird dude I used to work with used to say it.
Like rat up a drain pipe that people say.
Have you ever met anyone who's like really openly racist, but also they'd lend you a $5?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
racists can, in other ways, be quite nice people. It's annoying because you want to hate them, but you're like, Oh, he was quite nice. Like that
Yeah.
episode of Peep Show where Mark meets that racist and he's the best friend he's ever
like-
had, apart from the fact he's a racist.
He's like, I'm Barnes Wallace
Yeah.
when they're playing Dam Busters.
And when he does the Hitler salute, he's like, we don't do that anymore.
Gosh, that I want to watch the Peep Show again from
I
the beginning, because
started
there's a
watching it.
new one coming, isn't there?
They're
I think they're filming it.
end of the year, I think, or something. The last one. That's it. Done.
What else is Ethan asking?
That's it. But your buddies emailed in.
Oh yeah. Firstly, thanks Ethan for the email.
Yeah, cheers, Ethan.
Looking forward to your next
You're
one,
a pal.
dude.
Yeah, Luke, you're...
Luke Cordell, or Luke Cordello, as I used to like. At uni, it would go round and there'd be like a register you had to sign. So he'd write his name Luke Cordell, and I'd sit next to him. So after each one, I'd add an O to the end of his name. So then, like, all the teachers would like think his name was Luke Cordello, and I think he actually got. I may have made this up due to optimism, but I think he actually got a paperback that had his name written as Luke Cordello on it.
You are
It
a
was such-
stone cold prankster.
I know. I was like,
Fucking
April
his shit.
Fools
You
every
are
time.
fucking his shit up.
I know.
He's
He's a very good friend. I was best man at his wedding, and he does a very good film blog.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's cool. You went at his wedding. You'd have loved it. It was kind of Harry Potter themed.
I, firstly, don't like people, and secondly, I don't like people being near me in the same room, and thirdly, I don't like weddings, and fourthly, I don't like you or Luke or this podcast or the email that he sent us.
Oh my god. You're doing a Shia LaBeouf. He's losing your shit.
I am not Steve anymore.
I am with a B.
He's cool. I read his blog sometimes. Don't get too big-headed, man. It's okay.
I'd like to have him on as a guest star one time, so we could like talk about. Well, I think what would be cool is to get his top 10 movies of the year or something, because he's quite detailed with his blogs. So he likes to do, rather than just focus on one film, he likes to do a topic. So, for example, summer blockbusters, or what does collateral damage mean in movies and stuff like that. So it'd be quite cool to get his thoughts on some of our, like, we could maybe give our top 5 favourite movies, the two of us, and see what he thinks.
Sure. Sounds far too complex for me, his blog.
Well, we'll probably talk about like farts and tits and stuff as well.
Sweet. I am an avid listener of your podcast and have always enjoyed the he's emailed in like he doesn't know you.
I know.
Section of your show where you answer questions. I couldn't resist the overwhelming urge to ask you one myself. Be warned though, it's a long one.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Not from you. North Korea is threatening to unleash its entire nuclear arsenal. Sorry, I don't know why I laughed then. Upon the world, unless you, Steve, and Alex.
What?
Yeah, as in
we
you,
are only two
yeah.
people.
Both
Both of us are just two of us.
It's the way the like comma is, so it reads
Oh.
like you, Steve, and Alex. Yeah. Dick. No, make the best film the world has ever seen. The actors Kim Jong-un has given you to work with are Willem Dafoe, Christopher Walken, Natalie Portman, Don Cheadle, Danny DeVito, Dame Judi Dench, Steve, how do you say it? Buscemi. And he said you can put Andy Serkis in as something in a motion capture suit. You have not been given a specific brief regarding genre. However, money is no object. It just has to be an epic film, and put in a cameo from Morgan Freeman for good measure. What kind of movie would you make? Do you know what? I was reading this and I thought, the first time I read it, I was like, Willem Dafoe, Christopher Walken, Natalie Portman. Oh, he's gone for some of the best actors in the world. And then it went Don Cheadle and Danny DeVito.
Don Cheadle's a great actor.
No, he's not.
He's brilliant.
He's not world class though.
He's not in the same league as like Danny DeVito.
So yeah, and he said, "Good luck. The world is counting on you."
I've got an idea.
Go on.
I think to save time, because the world's going to end if we don't fucking do it properly. So, and to a time limit probably. So we should just take some characters that those actors have played and put them into one big mashup. So I think Morgan Freeman starting off should be God off of Bruce Almighty.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe should be what was that really creepy film, like the Woodsman or something? Is it? Is that him, or is that's Kevin
it's
Bacon?
Kevin Bacon.
What's the one with Willem Dafoe and he's like a killer or a
Oh, I know which one you mean. I don't know.
but anyway, he could
Spider-Man.
be Yeah, Spider-Man. no, actually, that's even better. He could be
Green Goblin.
Yeah, Thingy Osborne. What's his name? Norman Osborne. Judi Dench is M off of James Bond. Who else have we got? Natalie Portman can be Amidala, whatever her name is, Padme.
No, she should be the girl from Black Swan. So she's just always dancing.
Oh yeah, she's always dancing and like
dancing or dreaming
and
of
stuff.
being lesbian off.
Okay, so the story is and Danny DeVito could be Frank.
So Andy Serkis is Gollum.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is Gollum, and it's based on the Infinity Stone.
Okay.
No, wait. What is the? Is there the Infinity Gem or something? Is there one that like collides universes?
Not that I can think of, but maybe.
Because there was this bit in Parks and Rec. I don't know if you got to it yet, and it's got Patton Oswalt, and he's trying to talk for as long as he can so that this meeting can't end because he's like protesting, and he talks about Star Wars and the Avengers being in the same universe or something like that, and it's really funny. But you'd have to find a scenario where all these characters ended up in the same universe.
Do you know what my idea was?
And they have to kill God, who is Morgan Freeman.
That would be good.
Yeah.
My idea was like it should be like the same sort of production values as Flight of the Conchords. It should be about us two living in a flat together and recording podcasts.
Okay.
And these people should just be characters that pop up in it. It should be like autobiographical.
Like Dame Judi Dench could be our next door neighbour.
But then we have to go on, the two of us.
Danny DeVito can be the window cleaner.
And
they just, each of them have really small cameos.
And during the course of it, we end up having to go on an adventure because, like, why not? And Morgan Freeman can narrate it.
Well, hang on. How about this? And this could work. And I want to say it's not just because they're both black. And that is, I know that's not a good way to start a sentence.
I'm not racist, but
Don Cheadle could, like, so Morgan Freeman could be God, and it's about going back in time to when God created the universe when he was a young man, aka Don Cheadle, and he was all pissed and reckless.
God doesn't age.
Yes, he does. Have you seen Morgan Freeman? He's so old.
God's not a real thing. Doesn't age.
No, but if he was real, he'd probably be.
But if he
well
was
old.
real, he wouldn't be a being, would he? He's just like, isn't he everywhere?
Well, let's pretend, for the sake of for the sake of Kim Young.
I don't want everyone to die.
No, me neither.
I think we should throw them all into a sex pit, make a porno, and call it Kim Hung Un.
Kim Hung On.
Yeah. Cock hung in. And just make a porno with them all.
Okay, yeah, I could watch that.
Or, no, that's my best idea.
So Danny DeVito's got to play Frank from Always Sunny.
Let's remake Footloose, but with these people.
No, let's remake the first Power Rangers movie with those people. There was this weird festival it was like a sort of parade in Spain, and they're all really religious in Andalusia, the little county place where we went, and probably across all of Spain. I don't know that much about other places, but there was this big festival, and there were like candles and people like dressed up, and no one looked particularly happy to be there. But it was just like a big worship march. And it was like Berin, who was with me, pointed out, it was like that bit in Power Rangers when all the parents are like brainwashed. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we could do a similar thing.
Do you know what? They never look happy when they're doing religious things. Do you know which religious people look happy when they're doing marches? The Hare Krishnas. They are always happy. When I was in London last, they were like dancing around outside a theatre for about an hour. And I was just watching them like, they are the happiest people in the world.
It's all about love, man. Free love. Spread.
That sounds a bit rapey.
The cum.
That was a good question. Send us another one.
I think that's like the best we can do would be to make a movie based on ourselves, because that's what we know, and they always say write about what you know, and we just have to cast them as really small cameos. So let's list the cameos. We've got Judi Dench as
next door neighbour, like crotchety old lady who gets annoyed every.
She could be called Crotchety Adams.
Yeah, and she's always like, "You guys."
Don Cheadle is who can he be?
The guy that lives below us.
The guy that lives below us, and he's always like knocking on the roof saying, "Stop stamping your feet so much." And we're just there like, we're just walking around.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, obviously the window cleaner.
Can't Danny DeVito play our dog?
Yes.
He curls up on the end of our bed and stuff.
But he's dressed up like a dog, but he talks like in that one with Elijah Wood in it.
Wilfred,
yeah. Who have we missed out?
Willem Dafoe can be one of our dads.
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
More maybe even.
No, Willem Dafoe and Steve Buscemi can be our two dads.
Yeah. What about Christopher Walken then? Though, who's
Christopher Walken is Steve Buscemi's partner, because my dad has like decided that, like, found out that he's gay, so he, in his old age, was like, well, do you know what? I'm just here to have fun now. So I'm out, and I'm out the closet. This is my new partner, and that can be what the movie's about. He brings his new partner round to meet me, but your dad comes round at the same time, and he's like, "Hang on, I'm gay too," and Christopher Walken actually ends up like he's slept with your dad in the past.
Yeah, they have a freeway.
Yeah, they don't have to have sex in front of us.
Well,
Although I would pay to watch that.
that's ask us some more questions. I liked that.
So that would be
Made
our
me
movie
laugh,
to save the world. There would be a lot of gratuitous sex scenes,
Wachowski levels of unnecessary sex scenes.
like dripping wet dildo style.
Yeah, just unnecessary, like showing far too much.
By the way, we're metropolitan, transsexual, bisexual, gay. Like, I don't think they needed to put so much emphasis. We're talking about Sense8, by the way.
Oh right, yeah.
Did you see? Have you watched any of it?
No, I haven't heard great things.
So I just watched the first episode and I liked it, but there is this scene where it is literally a dripping wet dildo, that is just post-use, that is a gay pride themed dildo. It's like, okay, we get it.
Do you know what I love about the Wachowskis is they always have these grand ideas, and what I hate about them is they never quite pull them off.
No.
The first Matrix was a resounding success, but you can't ride off the coattails of a film that came out in 1999. You need to make something else good.
I think the best part about The Matrix was the sex scene.
That wasn't in the first one.
No, I know.
I don't count the sequels.
I'm talking about the fucking series.
Reloaded.
Reloaded was my least favourite. I really like Revolutions.
I don't really like it. I think the themes are good, but the execution is poor.
I reckon they could get away with rebooting The Matrix, or even just doing another story.
I'd be happy if they made another Matrix film. Doesn't ignore the other ones, just
soft reboot. It's all about soft reboots.
It doesn't even have to be a soft reboot. It can be a sequel that is. Well, I guess it is a soft reboot.
I think we've solved it then. Yeah, that will be our film with all those characters.
Matrix, yeah.
Well, Willem Dafoe can be.
Did you see John Wick?
Who can he be? Agent Smith. No, I didn't yet.
Man, that's such a good film. I love Keanu Reeves. I know he gets a lot of stick. But
I do as well. He's a good actor. He just has been sad for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
No, that's it.
Oh, really?
That's all the emails.
Oh, I thought there was another one.
Nope. I don't think so. I'll double check, but pretty sure that was it.
We had Ethan Kitten Mill and Luke Cordell.
Yeah. And
for some reason I had in my head that there was 4.
No, I just got.
What's the one before?
No,
Luke?
that's people from before.
I just realised I wasn't speaking into the.
Oh
microphone.
wait, no. Yeah, we have. No, we haven't done this one yet.
From Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan's story.
Was that little kid that we sent the book?
No, that's Mr. H Boss. But Ryan's story does I think he's got a blog called Ryan Watches Films or Ryan Watches Movies, and he's done some tweeting to us. He seems like he's got a pretty cool product there in terms of his film blog. It's well branded and it's nice.
Yeah, he says, with the recent unfortunate event that has occurred at Alton Towers over the past weekend, I was wondering if any of you have experienced, well, like all of us, have
Alex, yeah. Steve.
We need to remind people there's only 2 of us. Have you experienced a life-risking or fatal incident?
If we both experienced a fatal incident, we would be dead. Unless it was like in which other people died.
Yeah, that could be it.
I don't think so. Do you ever think that when you were younger you went through something traumatic and your mind's just blocked it out? Do you ever worry that that's happened?
No, because I can remember the traumatic things that happened. So.
Well, fair enough.
I've seen someone die.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
It was a car crash when I was in Wales, and we were on our way home, and it turned over, and the guy was still alive for a bit, and then he died.
Oh, and you watched it?
Yeah, well, we couldn't go anywhere else. They brought a therapist into school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
I touched myself. No,
what was it like? What, he died at the scene?
Yeah, he had a car crash and he died.
Jesus, dude. That's messed up. A friend of mine, he worked at a place and someone didn't turn up, and they were like, "That's weird. Can you go and see if he's alright?" And he was like dead at his place.
Jeez.
So, which is a bit messed up. But I haven't I've hurt myself a lot. I've fallen off a bicycle and broken my wrist. I was swinging on some poles and I fell and broke my leg. And I was driving around a gravelly car park on a moped, and I fell over, scraped my arm, I brushed myself off. I was like, I don't feel like I hurt, but I'm going to check. looked down at my arm, it was split open. You could see the bone.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't broken, but it had to have stitched. You can see the scar
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So that was pretty messed up. In terms of life-threatening, I can't remember anything that's threatened my life. I've saved kids from drowning. That was quite cool. On the beach in Jersey, there were two kids. I was about 17. There were two kids, and they were swimming, and they were like, help, because it was a bit of a current pulling them out. It wasn't very deep, but they were only kids. So I went out and I got them, and they just held onto my arms, and I came back because I could still stand up, but they couldn't.
They held onto your arms and you came.
Yeah. So when I say save children, what I actually meant was I'm not allowed near them.
What you mean is I saved them from drowning, only to be locked in my basement.
Yeah. Well, it's a fate worse than death.
That's true.
Drowning. Even though it is death ultimately.
Yeah.
But actually, no, I've heard that do you just fall asleep or something?
No, it hurts. Your brain cells start dying, don't they? Apparently it's really painful.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Maybe
It's
I'm
not like
thinking of
sleeping
just falling asleep.
you're like... yeah.
Oh, that's it. Don't you experience... That's what they say that bugs me, actually. They say, apparently, just before you die, before you drown, you experience euphoria. And I'm like, okay, well, who told you? What dead guy told you?
Well, there are some indications that the chemicals in your body can stop you from feeling that last moment of pain. But obviously, we don't know because we've not died. That's the one thing we'll never be able to prove.
I'm really glad that I haven't died yet.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty happy to be alive. I mean, sometimes maybe not, but...
Listen, you're happy to be alive, so am I. And that's all we can take.
Yeah, I've not had any. Ryan, have you had any fatal incidents?
Yeah, that would be like not fucking. We don't want anything too bloody Dear Diary. We don't want. We're not like therapists, but something that maybe could be funny.
We should be therapists.
We should be, yeah.
Maybe we should do a side
I'll therapize
podcast.
you. So tell me about your dad.
I don't want to.
No, don't tell me about your dad, because he walked out the car park the other day and farted, and our window was open. And Charlie was like, "Someone just farted." I was like, "Oh, I think that's Steve's dad."
He just does not give one solitary
He seems like
shit.
a funny dude. That's it for life-threatening experiences.
What you got? That's done.
Thanks for the
Email's
email.
answered. Cheers, email people.
Yeah. What's next? We've had a catch-up, really, haven't we? You're
Sort of.
moving. I've got some things coming up.
Yeah.
We don't really like. It feels weird because to people listening, they're like, "Oh, Alex and Steve haven't spoken for 3 weeks," but actually, we speak most days on Facebook. I know what we can do.
What?
I've got to tell you about a book.
Okay.
It's a book. Actually, that's a bit of a teaser. Should we talk about E3?
No, let's talk about the book. You've just...
Okay, I feel like I've jumped the gun a bit.
Well, we can talk about it afterwards if you want.
Well, I wanted to talk about a book and then do an exercise from the book.
Okay.
So why don't we, before we forget, we can talk about E3, because then we won't need to like rush it into the end.
Quick snapshot of E3.
Yeah.
What was your favourite?
Battlefront.
Really? Fair enough.
Battlefront, The Last Guardian.
Yeah.
Uncharted, A Thief's End.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, to be honest. Unless I'm missing something really big. They were my top 3 anyway.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not that fussed about Battlefront.
No. Oh, well, it looks really cool.
I loved the old ones, but I don't care anymore. Like EA are I'm not a big fan of EA anymore.
Well, I saw, in that footage where that like Darth Vader appears, people are like, "What the hell is Darth Vader doing on Hoth?" And it's like, fucking, it's not based on the fucking real.
It's just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game.
E3. I mean, there was a lot of good. The problem with E3 is it's sort of becoming a bit of a fan expo now, and that's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a press thing, really.
It's meant to be a press thing and like pretty informative, but it ends up being more like a.
It's an expo now.
An expo,
yeah. My favourite games from it, Gears of War.
Yeah.
The ultimate version, and it's coming on PC as well, so that's good. Fallout 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Fallout 4.
I can't wait for that. I downloaded the iPhone game. I haven't played it yet though.
Oh, I might do that.
Fallout 4. I mean, obviously,
you're missing a big
got
one.
to talk about Shenmue 3 because that's a thing.
That's just mere weeks ago. You were saying how good Shenmue 2 was, and that you were like, "Oh, They're meant to be doing a third one, but I don't know what's happening with that.
Well, not meant to. I mean, at
Well,
the
it
time,
was just rumoured,
at
wasn't
the
it?
time I said it, I just said I don't think it'll ever happen.
I know
because-
what happened.
What?
They listened to the podcast.
I think it's been 14 years since 2, and Shenmue has a very hardcore fan base, and I think probably what happened is they convinced Yu Suzuki that fans want it, and they looked at Kickstarter as a way to prove that. Because Sony, a lot of people were a bit outraged. It was like, oh, Sony are financing it as well, but
Yeah.
Sony's financing will come from the publishing side of things. All the money that goes into Kickstarter is just purely for the development of the game.
Yeah.
And Sony obviously didn't want to risk on a game that tanked on the Dreamcast,
No.
just in case. So I think it was like, we'll prove that people want it, and then we'll help. But
Is it continuing on the story, or is it like again a soft reboot?
no, it's a sequel. It's not. It's
Okay.
it's a full-on sequel to number
Brilliant.
2.
That is the fans' game then.
Yeah, he's sort of said there's Kickstarter stretch goals. So if it hits like certain points in the stretch goal, he'll be able to make different versions of the game. So better versions, the versions fans want.
Yeah.
It's I think it was the fastest funded game ever on Kickstarter.
Wow.
But it's kind of dwindled a little bit now. It's sat at about $3.6 million, which is nothing to sniff at.
Yeah.
But it out of the gate, it just was funded with it. I think 9 hours.
Was it? Yeah. What did they ask for initially?
$2 million.
Okay, so they've
very
nearly doubled their budget.
Very conservative, but in order to make, he was like, to see my vision of what Shenmue 3 could be, we need $10 million.
Yeah.
To see to do a sequel and to make a good game, we need 2 million. So there are stretch goals, and I would like it if it hit more of them. So,
Okay.
but I mean, I kickstarted it.
You've kickstarted it.
Yeah, I kickstarted the PC version.
Do you get a cool thing?
I've only done the digital version. I can't really. What I'm probably going to do is wait for release to get other versions, because I've currently got 3 things on Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
I couldn't really afford it, but I still wanted to support the game.
It's all about crowdfunding.
So in some ways, yeah. I mean, I think Shenmue works because for so many years it's been like, we want to make this game, but no one's interested, and Kickstarter's the way to prove it. Whereas
Perfect proof.
some things, I think you didn't really need to kickstart this. You could have got funding elsewhere,
Yeah.
or you need to be using Kickstarter to offer good enough rewards. Like probably Cool or Not Mini could make Zombicide without Kickstarter, but they give you so much value for your money that it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shenmue 3, the biggest one of E3. I just flabbergasted that I think I said on Twitter, I can't believe I live in a world where Shenmue 3 is actually a thing now.
That's a nice, I think that thought process is what a lot of Shenmue fans have.
I thought I'd get a bit more conversation out of my buddy Tom, who I've talked about before. The embarrassing stories. Like, he's such a big fan, but he's been really quiet lately. I haven't really heard from him, so I don't know. But me and him just loved that game.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be fun.
I hope Sega, because he got the rights from Sega really easily. But I hope Sega still have the rights to Shenmue 1 and 2. So I'm hoping this interest means that they'll put out a HD version of
1 and 2.
It doesn't even have to be a HD version. Just make them available on Steam. I'll buy them. Because I can't find my Dreamcast, so I can't play number 1.
If you sold your Dreamcast, do you reckon you'd get quite a lot of money for it?
No, you can pick them up for about 40 quid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I wouldn't want the money. I want one so I can play Shenmue. So maybe when I've got some money, I'll just buy one.
Yeah.
Because I've got all the cables, I just can't find a unit. Shenmue 3, my favourite. Fallout 4, Gears of War. I mean, a lot of people are excited about Final Fantasy VII remake for the PS4, but
you already knew that was coming, though, didn't you?
No.
Didn't you?
No, they're releasing the PC version this year, but no, the remake was only announced officially at E3.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. I mean, that sounds really sort of down on it, but I think Square Enix are doing shit at the moment. I mean, they might still be making money, but what I mean is the Final Fantasy series has been a bit stale. Other than the MMO 14 is really good.
Yeah.
But the 13, 13-2 and Lightning Returns were just shocking.
There's too many games.
I feel like they're just rebooting it because they know it will make them money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a part of me that thinks, wow, like a full, those kind of graphics, voice acting, if they remake it exactly, there's some really weird scenes in that game. Like you have to dress up as a girl and you end up in a whorehouse and stuff like that. And do some pretty spurious
like my kind
things.
Of game.
So, I don't know. I mean, for new fans who've never played it, great. Like if you're going to try out Final Fantasy,
maybe they're just trying to build on the brand a bit and like trying to attract new fans without disappointing old ones too much.
Yeah, I just feel like they could have. Their original games the last couple of years, like Bravely Default for the 3DS, is so good. I'd rather they focused on new IPs than old ones.
Yeah.
But it will sell by the millions, so they know it's a safe thing. And also, I guess for people like yourself who've never played it, it's the perfect time to try it.
Yeah.
I'm not overwhelmed.
All in all, it was a pretty good E3 though.
All right, E3, yeah.
Some good names coming out.
Yeah, it's just become a bit of an expo rather than a press thing now.
Yeah.
It's not so much informative as it's a chance to, like, you notice with all of them they have like a sizzle reel of their best stuff, and then the rest of the hour's a bit like,
sure,
this is a bit boring.
Yeah.
Although that HoloLens thing from Microsoft, did you see that with the Minecraft?
Yeah.
I mean, if that works, that looks sweet.
It's the next day. It's the new age of gaming.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll work though. I'm worried about that. I think headaches are gonna be a.
Yeah, people. It's gonna be like, you know, that rumor, that urban myth about the music from Lavender Town in Pokemon.
Yeah.
It causes people to kill themselves. Maybe this will happen with that.
Well, when the 3DS first came out, people were getting headaches, and it does have a health and safety warning. So maybe it'll be like play for up to 45 minutes and then take a 10-minute break.
But that will just not happen.
No, of course. Well, that's the thing. But if they give you that warning and then you don't do it, then it's your fault.
There just needs to be one death from overuse of video gaming. Virtual reality.
Yeah, I mean, we've already had enough deaths from normal gaming. It's already got a bit of a stigma. So,
but do you know what? You have to change to evolve.
It's a good thing we live. We have to change to evolve.
It's true.
So that's a really bad buzz line, isn't it?
I know.
Like,
yeah. Do you know what? Sometimes you just have to do things to get where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know?
fucking
change only comes from within.
Yeah, stick a fucking picture of a minion next to it. You can't.
Oh my god. But yeah, E3. I just like being a gamer. I mean, I've spoken to some people earlier, and I was like, as I've gotten older, I have less patience for games. If they don't grab me by the balls fairly soon, then I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Which is why Assassin's Creed never really did it for me.
Same. You get a bit bored of running away from guards and jumping into haystacks.
Constant sequels is like so. I need something original to interest me. I know Gears of War's just a remake, but that game just blows my mind. And as it's coming to the PC as well, that's just gravy.
Yeah.
And for all my saying, I probably will play Final Fantasy VII. Like, if I have a PS4 and it's cheap, I'll buy it just to experience it. I wish they'd remake 9. Then I wouldn't moan. I'd play that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shenmue 3 is the best thing ever.
So there you go.
Don't care about the rest of E3 actually.
E3, pretty good. Let's go with that.
Same as every year. There's disappointments and there's excitement.
Things.
So
well, there you go. Swings and fucking roundabouts, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna not do Steve as a fucking nerd this week. We're not gonna do Educating Alex. Is that correct?
Yeah, I haven't done it
because we've got a lot to catch up on. We want to do more regular episodes, but we don't want to. We tend to get carried away with the length.
Yeah, we want to shorten them down a bit.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit imposing for new listeners.
We want it to be like, you know, when you have sex and if you come too quickly, that's bad. If you take too long to come, it's just embarrassing. But you've got to be just right. It's got to be just the right amount of time.
And you can never tell.
No, you can't. You have to like think of things like that you don't like to stop yourself.
Sometimes you're having sex and it.
I'm not.
You just get carried away. Do you sometimes just get too like sometimes I'm doing it, I'm like I'm having sex and I get so excited. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna come.
Oh my god, you're right. And sometimes you have to remind yourself. You're like, it's not just about me. It's not just about me.
Yeah, and then you have to like stop for a bit and be like, tongue time.
Fucking hell. Moving on. I want to not educate you because you're a fucking good writer anyway, but what I'm trying to do is improve my writing skills. So I thought you could help me with that.
Oh, I always need to improve my writing. So I packing up recently, I found some of my old writing. And the ideas are great, but my writing style is.
That's why it's so good to keep everything you write like you do anyway,
yeah.
Because you look back and you think, well, this is fucking shit.
I've got archives of poems I wrote as like an angsty teenager.
Man, if I can find mine and you can find some of yours, we'll read out some of our teenage angst poems.
And like when I was about 16, 17, there was like if I fancied a girl, I'd write her a poem.
Oh no! Did you give them to her?
Yeah.
Did you give her one?
Yeah.
And then the poem.
Oh my god! And they were really bad as well.
Really?
But hey,
was it like Barbara, fuck me, Barbara?
No.
I don't know who's called Barbara.
Roses
in
are red,
high school.
violets are blue.
Suck my cock.
You suck my cock, I'm going to finger bang you.
At the same time.
Yeah.
So I bought this book.
It looks cool. I've already put it on my Amazon list.
Part of me is...
I'm going to copy you from that one.
Well, part of me is wishing I didn't tell you because it would have been a really good Christmas present for you.
Yeah.
But you
Actually,
can
you
just get
ruined
yourself.
it now.
Yeah. You fucking
But
ungrateful.
order from me right this instant for ruining it.
It's called 642 Things to Write About, and it is just literally 642 different ideas to stimulate the creative process. And I thought it would be fun to do one now together.
Yeah.
And I've got a...
Speaking of writing, actually,
yeah.
it'll be online soon, but me and a buddy are going to do a website for some writing. Trying to do like too many fucking websites. No, any kind. We kind of figured we both like telling stories, but we're not very disciplined. Like, I have no discipline. So we're going to meet up and come up with some ideas for some stories, and then we're both going to go away and tell them and put them online for
That's
people to
cool.
read and feedback, and for people to send their own ideas in.
I like that. Thanks for the invite to that group, by the way.
You can join. It's
Yes.
not like a closed group thing. You're welcome to join in.
You and your bloody gated communities.
When are we going to write a short for those people that emailed in about their movie? We should definitely
Yeah,
write something for them.
It's just about time, isn't
Should
it?
we meet up sometime soon?
We
and
will. We'll do some. We should go somewhere so we're not distracted by like cats and stuff.
Go for a beer or something.
Yeah,
and do
go to the
something.
Charles Dickens
Yeah,
with some paper and a laptop and just spuff something out.
that would
Because
be great.
writing's easy. Like, people think it's hard, but it's easy. You just have to be able to be confident enough to convince people you know what you're
If
doing.
I get started, like if people check out my old blog sites, I can write for pages about nothing. Let's do an
Yeah.
exercise.
I'm just looking for one now. Oh. What? Okay, shall I just choose one at
You should
random?
have picked one before we started.
Well, no,
shouldn't
I'm not like looking to see if one's good. I'm going to pick a page at
you?
random.
Okay.
Say when.
When?
Dick. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh. Right. So these are just like there's blocks of 4, and it's like per quarter page. An elaborate and complicated lie.
An elaborate and complicated lie.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So I guess we have to start off by basing it on a situation.
Okay, so what's the situation?
The situation can be,
Someone's asked you your name.
but that well, that can be, but why would you lie? That the lie would be, oh, it's John.
It's pretty elaborate.
Yeah. What about in context with you moving house?
Yep.
The landlords come round and just caught you with your trousers down, whipped cream on your balls, with the cat licking it off.
Okay, that's a good one.
You have to come up with the lie, and I'll write it down.
Okay, so he's walked in,
Yeah.
and I go,
Don't even need to write it.
it's not what it looks like. And
Well, that would be the first like knee-jerk reaction.
and
wouldn't it?
he says, what does it look like? And I say, here's the thing, Mr. Landlord. I was baking a pie.
Yeah. And I know it seems unlikely to do that with my pants down.
Yeah.
But it's hot. It's June. It's nearly July. We've just got a heat wave come in.
Yeah.
What do you expect me to do?
Yeah. And
Do
I'll,
things with my trousers on? No.
yeah. And you'd say, like, don't your balls ever get sweaty? So I got my balls out whilst I was making this cake, because ball out cake tastes best. That's
Yeah.
scientifically proven.
Balls
That's a
out
fact.
cake tastes best.
Did you not see Stephen
Balls
Hawking's
out cake tastes best.
Stephen Hawking's paper on balls out cake taste is the best? So
It's hard to say. Balls out cake tastes best.
yeah. And then I'll say, during the course of baking this cake, the cat stepped under me and I slipped.
Yeah.
And as I slipped, I landed on my butt. And
Hurting the coccyx.
yeah, hurting that thing. And
Yeah.
then the whipped cream fell off the side, and the whipped cream landed on the floor. And as it landed, a little tiny black hole opened up, and the whipped cream fell in the black hole.
Oh,
And-
leaving just a spurt
Yeah, and as it spurted out,
to delicately cover the
yeah, it landed on my balls.
testes.
It spurted out some cream that landed on my balls.
Okay.
So I stood up
Yeah.
to find out what was going on in this black hole.
For shizzle.
As I stood up to look down in the black hole, the cat saw the cream on my balls and started licking it.
Okay.
That's what
And
happened.
that's what happened. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'd say?
What?
I'd say, right, I know I should be getting ready to move out, and I know you're here to inspect the flat. But listen, it's not what it looks like. Start off strong with your one, because what else are you going to say? You're not going to be like, oh, you're early.
Yeah.
So I was cleaning out the kitchen cupboards, and I found a tub of cream, which I thought that I didn't want to forget it and leave it there, because then you'd have the smell of rotten cream and mould in your flat for when we moved out, and I don't want to impart that on you. So what I did was I put it in the middle of the floor in the living room, which is next to the kitchen, so that when I walked through, I wouldn't forget it. But here's what you're not going to believe what happened next. I was walking through to collect this cream, and the cat came in because it was feeding time. As I was cleaning the cupboards, I rustled a packet. He thought it was his food, came running in. I tripped over him, similar to your story, landed on my knees. You know when you like fall over and you catch yourself on your knees?
Yeah.
Didn't quite get the momentum stopping there. Went down into press-up position, balls directly over the cream, did an accidental press-up into the cream, and just as I was kneeling up, the cat started to lick them. And I was still recovering from the pain. And you know, after a bit of, like, something shocking's happened, you're like, oh, for a bit. That's what happened.
Do you know what he'd say? He'd say,
yeah,
you could have at least pretended there was a black hole.
Yeah, but do you know what else he would say?
What?
You haven't explained why you don't have trousers on.
Yeah. And he'd also say, why have you got a hard on?
Yeah. Well, to the answers to that question, I'd say, well, wouldn't you have a hard on if a cat was licking?
Have you ever had a cat
balls?
lick your balls, my friend?
Try it. You'd get a boner. And then I'd shout Coxzilla at him and throw Coxzilla tablets down his throat.
And
Revisit
like
the old
rage
Coxzilla.
jump out of the window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smash it, run away, cream.
And land on your cock like a pogo stick and bounce down the road.
Exactly.
Yep. Solved.
End. I don't know if this is an effective writing exercise or just like an excuse for us to talk about
If
balls.
I was doing the book, I would probably do a sensible, elaborate lie.
Can I read you one I did, like a serious one? I find it actually, like, you do feel like creatively open now.
Yeah, it's
even
good. I used to always ask people on my blog to send me ideas, and they never fucking did, even though I had readers.
So I did the first page. It's another one of these 4 questions, a quarter page for each. The first one is, what can happen in a second? And I put, not that much, but twice as much than in half a second. Everything's relative, especially if you want to be an asshole about it. Which I thought was me, just, I didn't think about these. I just opened it and did it when it arrived. The worst Thanksgiving dish you ever had. And I wrote, being a man of British persuasion, Thanksgiving isn't something I've ever celebrated. Hopefully one day I will, but even then I imagine everything will be delicious. The third one, a houseplant is dying, tell it why it needs to live. And I've put, pull yourself together, houseplant. Did you grow this much only to throw it all away now? You die when I say it's okay to die. A magazine told me having you in the house will bring tranquility, so just stop fucking dying. I think I said tranquility instead of tranquility.
Did. That's fine. It was
the
cute.
last one, write a Facebook status update for the year 2017. And I've put, just seen Avengers 3. It was better, just as good, and worse than the first 2. I can't wait to see how everything the 4th one is. Because I have in my mind that by that point, all the superhero films will have just merged into one.
I would put for that one, I just want to thank everyone that helped me win my Nobel Peace Prize.
in 2 years, you better get cracking on peace.
Man, I'm already halfway there.
You're living on a prayer.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. That's good. I like that book. I'm going to order it.
Every so often we should expand on our creativity by doing an exercise.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I like writing, but sometimes I struggle to just get going. So I was just doing a wee, right?
Yeah.
And people know now we just took a quick break, so
yeah.
We're back.
The magic of audio, you would have never known.
Someone in this chat group on Facebook that I'm in messaged and said, what do you think of The Grudge?
Yeah.
And so
as in the movie?
Yeah, like, and other people were shit, and I was like, my 5-word review is Sarah Michelle Gellar is hot. And they were like, is that all you've got to say? And I was like, the rest of the film is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Well, that's true. Sarah Michelle Gellar is hot.
Yeah.
They should call it The Clunge.
I get the feeling that She looks really pretty, but I bet she's a nutter. Like the sort of
reckon?
girlfriend that will try and mess with your mind.
Well, she slays vampires.
Yeah, but Buffy as a character is very like I've been watching Buffy again actually.
She doesn't seem that phased when she kills people.
No, well she doesn't kill people though, does she?
No, but they're like they are people, like in the sense that they are entities.
But they don't have souls. That's how they get around it. They've lost their
Yeah.
soul.
Yeah,
Apart
that's
from like
true.
Angel, who has a soul, or they loses it again.
Yeah,
And Spike as well gets a soul, doesn't he?
yeah. Remember when Alison Halligan's like?
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that exact thing.
Me too. Do you want to do a Mad Lib?
Yeah, go on.
We did Mad Libs before, but they were just
no,
like.
but I'm going to embarrass myself now because I always forget like what noun and verbs are and stuff.
Well, I can just remind you because it's hard to remember because you don't learn that shit since primary school. People are like, you should know basic shit, and it's like, yeah, I don't remember basic biology from school, like learning about like fucking bits of a cell. You don't remember that for the rest of
But
your life.
I wanna be a writer, and I fucking like I'm like people are like I need a noun, and I'm
Being
I
Here's
don't know.
my take on being a writer. You don't have to be good at words. You have to be good at convincing
Yeah,
people
that's
you know
true.
how to tell a story.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, you ready? This is a kid's one that I printed off on the
It's
internet.
a kid one. Okay.
Yeah. It's called Pizza.
Oh my god. Can I be rude or?
Yeah, I think that's the best way forward.
So wait,
We've got
what's a noun?
a
It's
noun
a
is
thing.
a thing or a person. Like a proper noun is like a person or a place name.
And is a verb just describing something?
A verb is like a doing word. So like
Running.
to run, to go,
To
to
go,
be, to
okay.
live. An adjective describes a verb. A verb. So it could be like, so if you've got, for example, here adjective nationality, you could have
Smelly British. Smelly
Yeah.
Brit.
smelly British chef.
Okay, right, okay. I
Okay.
think I've got it. I should know that anyway. I probably do know it. It's just when I look at the words and go,
Yeah.
like when people ask me to do
You
complicated
don't
maths.
need to know it. Fucking,
really, no.
You know, what's the point in
Well, when I'm
knowing
writing-
things you don't need to
When
know?
I'm writing, I don't go, oh, I need another noun here. I
Yeah.
go, oh, I need a word.
Right, you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Pizza was invented by a adjective.
Fishy.
Nationality.
Spaniard.
I'll put Spanish because it's got like the person after.
Ah, right, okay.
Chef named, and then you just need like a person, a name.
Hung John Ung.
To make pizza, you need to take a lump of noun.
Shit.
Brilliant.
Really, that was creative, wasn't it?
And make a thin, round adjective.
Thin, round, jazzy.
Nice. Noun.
Disc.
Then you cover it with adjective.
Spunky.
Another adjective.
Spunky. Funky.
And fresh chopped plural noun.
Fresh chopped testicles.
Next, you have to bake it in a very hot noun.
Minge. These shouldn't be dirty, but fuck it.
I'm going to lift it up because I'm struggling with the mic a bit. When it is done, cut it into number
17.
and then a shape.
A shape. Is it like 17 shapes?
Yeah.
Okay. 17 tetrahedrons.
Ooh. Testing my spelling.
Just write it how it sounds. It's fine. Tetris hedrons.
Tetris Hadron Colliders. Some kids like food.
I have to name a food. Anus.
Because you can eat anus.
You can like crocodile anus and stuff.
Pizza the best, but my favourite is the food.
Vagina. I'm not being very creative. I apologise.
No, that's fine. We used our creativity trying to unlock our creativity. If I could, I would eat pizza number
5.2 million.
Okay, ready?
I thought you weren't gonna. Yeah, alright, go on, let's do it.
I shouldn't have read the story, should I? Pizza was invented by a fishy Spanish chef named Hung John Un. To make a pizza, you need to take a lump of shit and make a thin, round, jazzy disc. Then you cover it with spunky sauce, funky cheese, and fresh chopped testicles. Next, you have to bake it into a very hot minge. When it's done, cut it into 17 tetrahedrons. Some kids like anus pizza the best, but my favourite is the vagina pizza. If I could, I would eat pizza 5.2 million times a day. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we should do that like every other episode. Just go online and get a Mad Lib.
We need to. I like the really childish ones, but we should see how out there we could make them without getting ourselves thrown in prison.
Yes.
I think that would be good. That was fun. I think it's been a pretty writing-based episode today.
Yeah.
We've talked about our poetry. One day we should definitely do that.
Yeah,
I need to find it. I think it might be at my parents' house.
Mine's online, but I would have to. I don't know if I took it off or not. DeviantArt, it used to be on.
DeviantArt. Okay,
Do you know
I'm gonna
that
look
site?
you up. No, I don't.
We'll look after.
Is it like MySpace for emo fucking losers?
No, because people put like cool
That's what
artwork on there and
MySpace was.
stuff. MySpace was the best because you could put music on your profile, so you could be like, "My mood is this song by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus."
Do you remember MySpace Tom? I keep sending that picture to my friend because he sent me this picture of this dog, and I was like, "That dude looks like MySpace Tom." And I keep sending him the picture now because it reminds him of the dog.
Do you think MySpace Tom cries himself to sleep now because Facebook is so good?
Well, I looked him up today, and he's like, I think he's just like an attractive older man now.
I bet he's worth a lot though, because MySpace
yeah.
was big for a while, and didn't they sell it to someone? So it's probably
Microsoft or something.
Someone like.
Yeah.
Does it still exist? I think it does, doesn't it?
Probably, yeah. It's probably for like it's probably big in like Micronesia or something.
yeah. They've just about caught on. Facebook might launch in 5 years. But it was before Facebook, wasn't it? I think it was before.
Yeah, definitely. It was. I think I used MySpace from 2004 to 2007 or 6, and then I used Facebook.
I kept MySpace for a while longer. The good thing about MySpace was it was like having your own web page because you could put blogs on it and
you
stuff.
could do different colours.
Shall we
and
look at each other's MySpaces after
this?
Okay. That would be amazing.
That can be the next episode. Oh my god, it can be a Back to the Past themed episode.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's do some like snippet opinions because our good friend Milby, a lot of our listeners will be aware of. I asked him, is there anything in the gamer community that's a big hot topic at the moment that we should discuss? And it's a little bit political, so I think we should just keep it to a very short, snappy way to end the episode, in a sense that we don't want to delve too deep into it. But what he said was, I said to him, what's going on? What's happening? And apparently, you know, this whole obviously after the shootings in America in the church, and it was a lot of it was centered around the Confederate flag and how it's sort of a symbol of hatred and racism indirectly and directly for some people. But apparently he said Apple removed a game that used the Confederate flag in a historical context. He thinks it was a knee-jerk PR reaction and it was dumb. What are your thoughts on that, briefly?
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, historically speaking, it exists. Yeah. It's a thing. What happened?
It's like when you see, like, for example, if there was a Nazi film being made and they didn't use the swastika because it's offensive, it's like, of course it's offensive to some people. Rightfully so, but it's still a historical artifact.
In context, it has its place. If the flag was just in there to try and incite some kind of reaction, fine.
Apple seem to be doing a lot of knee-jerk PR stuff at the moment. You know, with that Taylor Swift and streaming, and they kind of were like, oh, actually,
lots of companies do it though. When something's like a hot topic, they kind of try and protect themselves, don't they? But I mean, I think it was just silly. I think they probably had the right intentions. They were trying to take something down that could be perceived as offensive, but they obviously didn't realise the context in which it was
I think
being presented.
what they need to do is have a better method of researching. You know, they shouldn't. It's like, oh look, there's something that I've seen. Shall we investigate it further? No, let's just get rid of it. I'm sure it's fine.
Do you know what's funny about that message is that, and I'll keep it snappy, it's not a political view, but I've talked about it in the past, but women in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
There's a podcast I listen to called Magic the Amateuring.
Oh, yeah.
These two girls. And it's great. It's really good. It's really informative. So if you like Magic, check it out. They talk about all kinds of stuff. And one of them, her name's Megan Wolf.
Yeah.
She wrote an article for Star City Games, which is one of the biggest websites. And she wrote an article about women in Magic and what we can do and just opinions on it. And as a reaction to that piece, one of their players wrote a counter argument in a way. His name's Jim Davis. And he wrote a...
did he write Garfield?
Yeah, I think it's Jim Davis. He wrote a counterpoint to it. And his article is basically irrelevant because it's a man's opinion. Like, I'm not saying men's opinion on it aren't relevant, but
there are some things that men can have opinions on and can't, and it's the same for women.
Yeah, but his opinion was essentially like it was very much a misogynistic view of it. Like, he was basically saying, "Oh, I agree with everything Megan said, but actually I don't." And it was basically what they call mansplaining. Like, he was just
looking down and going, "Oh, this is what you don't understand, sweetheart."
He used an example right at the beginning of the article that almost doesn't have any relevance to the rest of the article other than it's offensive. He used an example from South Park where the kids are tasked to come up with a new flag.
Sure.
The Confederate flag has come up and it's racist, so the boys have to make a new one. And they make a flag that is perceived as racist by other people, but they don't realise it's racist. And the underlying point of it really is meant to be like children don't see racism, but actually the underlying point really is that they are being racist without realising it. And that was his way of explaining how we should treat women in Magic.
What?
Like, it was almost, that was the opening of the article, was the script from that episode, that bit of the episode, and it was just like, what relevance does that have? And also, he put it on 2 days after that incident, the massacre, so it was really racially insensitive as well.
See, say a man goes to a woman and says, "This is what I think you should do with your womb." It's just as dumb as a woman going to a man and saying, "I think you should get your balls snipped off," or it's like, I don't think you should. Obviously, everyone should have an opinion on their own things. Everyone should have an opinion on everything if they want to, but I think morally and socially, you have a duty to respect the opposite sex by not trying to involve yourself in something that isn't any of your business.
I think his point was meant to be like, treat women the same as we treat men.
Yeah.
In a way. And ultimately, unfortunately, that doesn't breed change. And one of Megan's big points was, if you want more women involved in Magic, and we're using Magic as a specific example here, but the idea was that you give them a platform, you let them do coverage, you let them write articles. And he was saying, well, you can write articles so long as they're interesting to me, basically.
Oh.
And he was saying, if you've won a tournament recently, then you should be writing. But because women aren't winning tournaments, why should they be allowed to write, sort of thing? And it was just like, and one of the
strange sort of unfounded elitism.
And the funny thing is he's got some great wins under his belt.
Yeah.
But not for a long time. The reason he writes content still is because he's a very good deck builder. He hasn't won a tournament in a while.
No.
So it just, like, females can do the coverage. Anyway, I'm going off topic, but it was just really racially insensitive that firstly he used an example of racism to explain feminism, and secondly that 2 days after the issue with the Confederate flag, he's putting a thing to do with that on there.
He's like, I'm not racist and sexist, but you know what? I hate black women.
The good thing is the guy that runs it put an article on apologising and saying, I thought the article was okay, but clearly having looked into it, I can see some people's point, and it's insensitive and it's not fair. And he said, I don't blame Jim. It ultimately, I'm the editor and I approved it. So that was good.
Well, you should, to finish up or to summarize, you should treat men like women. You should treat women like men. Like, I'm not saying everyone should just be one asexual sort of socially acceptable thing. Women are women and men are men, but treated with the same, like, don't say, oh, I'm going to talk to you like this because of your boobs and fanny, and you're going to look up to me because I've got a
Yeah,
balls.
like things like you'll hear it quite often. Oh, I can't believe you lost to a girl.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you seen that Run Like a Girl advert?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like
but
that.
stuff like that is really damaging, and I
Yeah.
guess a lot of the reason women aren't interested in playing at F&Ms as well is the way they're treated. Like, there was some girls at our store that were just put off coming back because the way some of the guys behaved, and it was like,
Yeah.
like we're meant to be civilized adults admittedly playing a children's game, but if you can't behave, if you have to behave like a drooling maniac, then maybe you shouldn't be socializing.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said. It was a stupid reaction to
knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
Everyone just needs to calm down.
Context is really important. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing what could be perceived as offensive things in the right context.
Yeah.
But if they're there to cause a stir, then it's a difficult time. It's really it's very difficult not to come across as insensitive.
No,
to
especially when your opinions are seen by the whole world in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like on social media. But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, and maybe next time we do magic, I'll talk about women and magic.
We should have a Magic the Gathering episode coming up very soon. Our second in the series of specials.
Well, look at the
for
blog
magic.
as well, because I'll write about magic soon, because I want to talk about the new set spoilers and things. So.
Okay, sweet. That's a wrap.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to say anything? I want to say quickly, as usual, please email us with your questions. We'll answer anything. As long as it's not too personal. Even if it is too personal, we'll probably answer it anyway.
Yeah.
Email beardwags@gmail.com.
Yeah, Twitter @BeardWags. Facebook, just search BeardWags.
Yeah.
YouTube is BeardWags.
Yeah.
You get
Let's
the point.
just say go onto your internet and just shout BeardWags at your screen until something comes up.
If you Google it, it comes up with stuff. And also check out the website, because we're putting blogs on there now.
We've both done an introduction blog, and we're quite nice about each other, aren't we?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been quite so nice about you if you weren't nice about me first.
Well, you've been like, oh, Steve's a cunt.
Steve's a cunt. No, I just didn't think that. I thought it was a really nice idea. You like talked a bit about yourself, then a bit about me, and then about BeardWags, and I just used your same template because I think it was cool. So thank you.
Oh man, I'm gonna run like my own magazine someday, I reckon.
I think you are. It's going to be called Maga Steve.
Maga Steve, the imagination of Dr. Steve Nassus.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a wrap.
Listen, yeah, I know why you're being nice to me, because you want me to help you move.
No, you're busy. I know you are.
But, well, I can still help with some boxes and cars.
Thanks.
We'll probably be back after you've moved.
Yeah.
We'll even... Hey, I know. Let's do... Like, I'm going to take some pictures of you in your new place when you moved in, and we'll pop them up on the Twitter.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you to Kit and Mill for our outro and intro.
Yeah, that was sweet. Cheers.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.
I've been Steve.
I've been Alex.
Peace.
All right.